Hi, I'm Barrett Canfield with South Coast Yachts here in San Diego and also Newport Beach, California, and we're here to show you the new Beneteau Swift Trawler 41 today. So come on aboard. So the first thing you notice on this boat is a tremendous swim platform. It's got a really nice retractable swim ladder here with big guards on it, so it's easy to get out of the water. And another really cool feature you'll see as you see some slides right here, but this whole cockpit settee slides aft, giving you more room in the cockpit. Isn't that cool? So you can put a little table out there if you want, just a little bit more rounded room for seating. And once you get into the cockpit, you see there's a very big lazarette right there. That opens up, and that's where the generator is, access to steering, batteries, a ton of storage. You know, with a trawler, you're always bringing a lot of stuff with you. Perfect Catalina boat, perfect cruising boat. So you bring a lot of stuff, you need a lot of storage. And as we go through this boat, you'll see all the extra storage that the boat has. They really hit it out of the park with this Swift Trawler 41. She's actually 44 feet overall, so she's a big boat. We're just so excited to have her here at South Coast Yachts and deliver her to this customer on Friday. One of the things you'll notice looking at the big glassy area here is a giant sliding door. You can actually just open up one door if you feel like it and step into the boat, but the whole sliding door slides across and disappears behind this wall over here. So really big opening area. And what's really cool about this, probably one of the neatest features and something that people have really been asking for, is a galley. Right when you walk into the boat, you're in the galley. What that means to you is you're out on the stern, you want to get some food, you come back from a swim, you don't want to traipse water through the boat or anything else, and you can just go right to the galley here, grab a sandwich, grab a drink. It's got a cool little drop-down serving area here, a little serving tray, and there's a garbage can right here that you can access right there. So really well thought out for cruising. And as you get into the galley, it's a very nice U-shaped galley. And I mentioned storage outside, just storage everywhere on this boat. So storage up here, we have storage here, drawers and storage. You'll hear me saying that word a lot on this boat, and that's what people are asking for, because we always need places to put our stuff. The other really cool thing about an aft galley like this is on the starboard side of the boat, we have a full fridge. Scott Young was nice enough to put some cocktails on board for the customers, some champagne and some waters for their delivery day walkthrough. And then you have a freezer up top, right there. So on this section of the galley, it's a nice beamy area, a lot of room to walk around. You have an ice maker right down here. So everything for the galley, ice, drinks, food, fridge, is all right around you within arm's reach, but also still with a lot of room for serving, for preparing food. And then you have all storage going right through there. Also, another neat feature is when you get on the boat, all of your electronics are right here, or your electrical system. So to turn on the lights, you're always kind of searching for light switches when you get on a boat. Everything's right here. You get on the boat, you have your panel that controls all the systems of the boat. You have your battery switches, you have your Fusion stereo, more storage up top there. And then a really cool feature on the boat that is an option, a pre-fit from the factory that we add a TV to, is this slide-out TV compartment. So when you're sitting around the main salon, you have this TV, it slides out and pivots and stuff like that, so you can see it from any spot, but then disappears perfectly. So a really nice use of space with all the extra accessories and systems in the boat. Another cool thing that I like about the boat is, everybody wants access to their engine room, or the first thing they say is, "Where's the engine room?" Right when you walk into the salon here, you have access and a step down right into the engine room. So it's cool about that. These are the D4 Volvo 300 horsepower direct shaft drive. Nice and simple shaft drive, bow thruster and stern thruster. You can see your fuel tanks in here, access to your filters, access to your dipsticks for checking the oil. Just makes it really easy to keep an eye on these motors, keep an eye on the bilges, the fuel filters and all that kind of stuff. And you're not claustrophobic at all because you have all this open air over the engines. Okay, moving forward into the salon, you'll just find more and more storage. One of the things I notice when I see a latch, I want to pull on it. So here's one here, and there's a nice little hinge storage compartment right under the salon floor. And a really cool feature, an option on the boat, but we bring all of our Swift Trawler 41s in with this option, and that is a pivoting helm seat that becomes the other side of the dinette. So you have a big family like mine. I've got 4 kids. If 6 of us are sitting around the table, this lifts up, spins, drops down, and then the bolster comes down. Table opens up, and then you have really nice round the table seating for a nice dinner out on the hook or over at Catalina. And then very easy to put back in ready to go mode. And you also notice really big opening ports on the sides of the boat. This boat is loaded up from the factory. We got generator, air conditioning, all sorts of electronics, really nicely equipped for cruising in Southern California. But if you just feel like having the silence while you're on the hook, you can open up the ports, open up the starboard side door, and get nice cross ventilation. Cross ventilation in a boat is something very important to look at. Whenever you're looking at a boat, you want to see opening ports across from each other, because you're not always facing into the wind where wind or air flows through the boat fore and aft. You need cross ventilation, so really big ports here. So I'll put this away, and then we'll show you the helm station. The helm is really cool. On the starboard side, you can see lots of access to quick access to your systems on the boat. Electronic throttles, bow and stern thruster, which we'll demonstrate in a little bit. Engine controls. You have this one's, as I said, it's got the twin 300 horsepower Volvos, and performance on that boat at 7 knots of just like regular trawler cruising really slowly, it only burns about 2 gallons an hour. When you pick it up to about 16 and a half, 17 knots, it burns about 16 gallons an hour. So still really efficient for a motor yacht. These Swift trawlers are known throughout the world as one of the most efficient boats you can buy right now. Nobody wants to spend a lot of money on fuel, so it's nice to know you're saving that. Big Raymarine screen right here, tachometers, fuel tank gauges, and then one of my favorites, the rudder angle indicator, so you can see exactly where that rudder is before you put her in gear. The other thing I like a lot about the Swift trawlers, all of them, is they have this big starboard side door. So when you're at the dock, and you'll see this later as we're maneuvering the boat around, when you're at the dock and you're maneuvering, bow and stern thruster right here, throttles, you can just step right out the boat, open up the side door, grab your lines and step right off the boat. So really easy access and a very safe, you're not jumping over anything to get onto the dock. You're not concerned about running forward or running aft to grab dock lines. Step right off. I always, when I'm coming into the dock, I set my lines up right here so I can just grab them, bow and stern, lash it off, and I'm safe and secure at the dock. Another little cool thing that, if you're a little bit shorter, it's got a nice little step right here, so that you can stand on. Just for a size understanding, I'm 6 feet tall, so looking straight out, nice visibility. Actually, we're all around the whole boat. You look at all the glass, a ton of visibility, even aft. So everybody wants that just to make sure you see everything coming at you, or when you're maneuvering toward the dock. So we're going to go down below and check it out. This Swift Trawler 41 is a 3-cabin version, so 3-cabin, 2-head. And lots of, basically this drops down to make another double bunk, so you can sleep 2, 4, 6, 8 people on this boat. That's a lot of sleeping for a motor yacht of this size. So very excited to show you the interior down here, where you'll be comfortable on the hook. Moving forward, going right down the linear hallway here, you have the owner's stateroom, and it's a full beam, queen size bunk, lots of natural light with shades that draw over it for privacy. Good opening ports on each side, so you have that cross ventilation. Nice big opening hatch right above with both shades and screens from ocean air, and all sorts of cool storage under the boat. The bed is hinged and lifts up, and then you have hanging lockers on both sides, port and starboard. And then looking aft, we installed a nice TV here for the owner, and of course entertainment for this stateroom. You have another Fusion stereo system with Bluetooth, USB ports for all your chargings, nice speakers in here, reading lights behind the headboard there, and with an owner's stateroom, you get a really luxurious kind of en-suite setup with a private head. This is the owner's head, nice big basin sink, quiet flush toilet right there, good ventilation. And then moving over to the starboard side of the boat, behind the owner's door here, is a full-size shower. And I told you how big I am, 6 feet and 240, wish it was 230, but big stand-up shower, nicely enclosed, you're not getting anything soaked. It does have a little curtain that goes across for the wall there, or for the door. Little port there on and off, so really nice, I mean, big shower here, so, and separate from the head. Let's go check the other staterooms out. So moving aft, you know, every boat needs a day head. The owners don't want people running into their stateroom and use their head all the time, so you have a nice day head right here with shower, electric quiet flush toilet right there. So on the port and starboard side of the boat, you have two more staterooms. Starboard side, you have a single bunk room and a nice little walkway back to a washer dryer, which is kind of a utility room, which is really cool. So can sleep one person here, and then you have the utility side. And then on the port side of the boat, you have a double stateroom with an insert that creates another queen-size bed. So you can have kids in here, 2 adults, another storage locker in here, but a really nice-sized stateroom. Why don't we go up top to the flybridge and check that out? Sound good? So stepping into the cockpit, of course, we're going to go up top right now. The really sturdy ladder with great handholds. This thing releases on the bottom and then slides in, giving you more room in the cockpit right here. And also, you'll notice when you're walking around the boat, the Beneteau Swift Trawler salons and coachwork is offset asymmetrically. So you have a walk over on the port side and a really wide walk through on the starboard side going forward. So walking up forward on the boat, just 3 steps up to the bow. And you'll notice it's got a great big sun pad on the bow with drink holders and stuff like that, and something really creative. You'll notice that with kids on board or guests on board, they always want to go up to the bow and feel the spray and feel the wind in their face. And this is a really neat, innovative addition. It's a bow back seat for a bow, basically. Basically a little chair right there, facing forward, goes all the way up, so you can sit up here. Take in the life while the captain drives you around the harbor. And you'll notice how beamy she is. Just a lot of walking space up here. Port and starboard, a lot of flat area. You know, you're not tripping over stuff. It's really easy to walk around the boat. Let's go check out the flybridge. So stepping up on the stern of the Swift Trawler 41, you can see how big the aft section of this flybridge is. I mean, you can put a whole bunch of stuff up here. You can probably fit stand-up paddleboard sideways, beanbag chairs that everybody loves to bring cruising, but I mean, look at all this space back here. It's fantastic. Looking forward, another really cool thing about the time you're going to be spending up here while you're sitting at Catalina or anchored off of some beautiful island is you got a barbecue right there, a double stainless sink, fridge, and then another compartment for waste, for your trash bin and stuff like that. So you have a whole nother area to cook up here other than the big galley down below. Looking forward, you can see we did this custom Bimini by Memo's Custom Canvas here in San Diego. It's wider, it's thicker than a factory Bimini, and also has the built-in LED lights that the owners love. So just for a little mood lighting on those, on that Bimini. And then probably room to sit a good 8 to 10 people. Big L-shaped settee here. We always do a custom varnish job on the tables just to make them look beautiful. The woodwork that comes from these boats in France is so gorgeous, so we just sand it and have it varnished. And then center helm seat, which is really nice from an ergonomic and symmetrical perspective. Very easy to see the bow, look aft at the stern. Of course, you have 2 Raymarine readouts right there, and also a rear view camera on the boat. So if you're docking the boat from up here, you can look in you'll have a video going of the stern of the boat. We'll show you that later on. But all of the same systems and management operation that you have down below. The throttle, bow thruster, stern thruster, trim tabs, engine controls, VHF, all that kind of stuff. Another cool thing is, I mentioned this on one of the other boats, is everybody likes to sit with the driver and face forward. So it's got these pretty cool bolsters here that pull aft and create 2 forward seats on each side. So your first mate can sit over here with a cold one right there and say, "Captain, take me to the island." Okay, so I'm just going to sit in this nice helm seat here that's adjustable. Get ready for the ride, and I think what we'll probably do is just take her away from the dock and go maneuver her around, show you how well the bow and stern thruster works, and get her out on the water for a ride. Does that sound good? So we're going to start up the boat. You have ignition switches, which we're turning on. Throttles are in neutral, and we're going to start it. Port engine, starboard engine. And you can see the tachometers pop up. Boat's full of fuel on both tanks. You can also see our rudder angle indicator, which I mentioned earlier is one of my favorite gauges, and that's because it tells you exactly where those rudders are. You can see that coming back to straight right there. because whenever you put the boat into gear, the boat's going to move in one direction or the other. So if the rudders are fore and aft like that, you put it in gear, it goes forward. So it's always good to look at that rudder angle indicator and know where you're going to go. I'm going to turn on the bow and stern thrusters. You hear the clicks; those are the solenoids clicking on. And I always like to test them before I ever go anywhere. That's the bow thruster. That's the stern thruster. Okay, so we're ready to go. Raymarine instrument is on. Everything's rock and roll. You ready to go, Scott?
Yep.
Okay, thanks. So I'm just going to straighten her out just a little bit. You can see how powerful that thruster is. And we're just going to touch it and forward. And then put it back in neutral so it coasts out of the slip here. You never want to leave it in gear because all it does is gain momentum when you leave it in gear. So just touching it forward. And we don't have a huge amount of area out here to turn around. So it's really going to be a great opportunity to see how the thrusters work. So I'm going to stop the boat right here, and you know a boat is stopped by looking sideways. Okay, when you stop, you can see it sideways. If you're still moving forward, that's the best way to do it. Okay, so right now what we're going to do is we're going to spin the boat. Looks like I'm a little close to this sailboat over here, so I'm actually going to take the bow and stern thruster and move the boat sideways for a second. So both of them. Just a little bit of a touch, just to get my stern away from that sailboat. And now watch this. Bow thruster over to port, stern thruster to starboard, and she'll spin. And see, I get it. I don't have to hold it on. I just get the momentum going, and it does it. And then when you want to stop it, you can see it's going right out toward the basin here. I'm going to stop it by just doing the opposite. Just for a second, and that stops it right on a dime. What's nice about these thrusters is that you can bring the boat right up sideways to a dock and just step right off. And the goal, of course, when you're docking is always to get your fenders to lay up nicely, both of them at the dock. So I'm just going to stop it right here for a second. You can see how much room we have right here. As we went sideways a little bit there, I'm going to go sideways this way. So both of them sideways. So you can see that pushes the whole boat sideways. And if you think symmetrically, it's a parallel line getting closer to a parallel line. If you just needed to go bow down a little bit, that's bow. If you need to go stern down a little bit, that's stern. Okay? So I'm going to just get it straight. And then what we'll do again is go back that way. So we're out in the middle of the basin. Okay? So once we're out in the middle, we'll spin her around. Just want to make sure we have enough room right there. So right about there is looking good. I'm going to stop it. Perfect. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do a 180-degree spin counterclockwise. Got enough room over here? It's looking good? Plenty of room over there? So I got the momentum going, of course. I'm not keeping it on.
Right.
If I need a little bit of push, we're looking good on the stern. That's one thing great about all this visibility. You can see out the stern, you can look out the door here. Nice big visibility. So I'm going to just spin it 180 degrees.
Wow.
And now I'm going to stop it, opposite.
Yep.
Isn't that amazing how accurate that is?
Yeah.
So it really just takes the edge off of docking. You can put the boat exactly where you want to put it, and you're not worried. So what we're going to do, I'm going to go out just a little bit more. We're going to do another 180, and we're going to go out and have some fun. Sound good?
Sounds
All right, here we
good.
go. Far enough out, nobody's in my way. Stern's clear, bow's clear. Another 180. See, I got the momentum going, so the boat's going. And we're usually right now, if we're taking off, we just put her in gear. I'll stop the bow a little bit. Put her in gear and go.